back. First show of 2025. Gaz, Mosh Shinobi, welcome back, bud. Have a good New Year, and everybody go subscribe to Gaz's channel over on Mosh.
Happy New Year, man. Pleasure to be here.
So just real brief update, guys. Basically, we are going to have Yokimbo next Saturday. I'll probably post that show link. I don't know if I'll get to it today, to be honest, but by tomorrow. And then Gaz and I will have pretty much the schedule dropping pretty soon. First and foremost, go check out the last show, the John Philbin interview for Point Break. He was in Tombstone, North Shore, a bunch of other popular bangers, of course, horror movies, Children of the Corn and Return of the Living Dead. Shout out to Lauren for hooking that up. And then also my top 5 of 2024. And Lauren, we both have a video on his channel, Average Superstar TV. So go check that out. And you can see those links under the community tab. I think that's pretty much it. We're just go give that Philbin interview a spin. And we're going to do Yokimbo next week. So if you want to get back to the Kurosawa stuff, come join us. And we'll also be getting into the some of the Westerns, the spaghetti Westerns and the Kurosawa influence stuff, and just a bunch of other things with some more like new topics and just different kind of something different and new, like Gaz was saying before. We'll be doing that as well. So without further ado, today we're discussing Evolutionary. It's a UK short film that I crowdfunded quite some time ago, Gaz. We could probably go into my Indiegogo and see what year that was. I must have been like 2014 or something.
Yeah, I think we'd been doing our previous show before we came here for a few years, and then you started doing that, if I recall correctly. So you destroyed everything in the background, which would have been awesome.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, so this is by Hanging Lantern Pictures. It is you'd have to go check them out, but it's right now it's on Vimeo, so check out the link in the description. Go check it out. It's as far as like the aesthetic, Gaz, we can start right off with the look and feel. It was supposed to be influenced by like Blade Runner and that kind of cyberpunk kind of universe subgenre. And it definitely reminded me of like Predator 2, like warehouse fights. Also, me and you've been talking about Split Second recently. Like I think you said you've seen it, right? Split Second, I believe, is shot in the UK or maybe even London. I'd say more Split Second than Predator, which is like one of my favorite movies. Rest in peace to Rutger Hauer. Other compliment I'll give them is the lighting. They really nailed that like foggy kind of like misty, whatever you call that, dust in the air aesthetic throughout the whole shots in the warehouse. So definitely whoever the director of photography was, I think did a good job. What up? We're about to get the mic on as well. You were saying, guys?
I was just saying, what up, Mike?
Yeah. So I don't know where Fire Pixie's at, but big fights tonight. We're not going to worry too much about UFC because they changed the event in the last moment. But BKFC Pachanga, me and Wall Street have been to those before. Absolutely crazy. And there was another event earlier. Darren Till just got the KO. That was pretty wild. But I don't know. Any initial thoughts on Evolutionary from you guys? What up, Pixie?
Oh. What up, Pixie? The opening shot where you see London Bridge in the background that says 2048, I thought that was quite cool because you've kind of got like obviously this futuristic dystopian city that it now is, and then you've kind of got bits of the old world still in the background. So I thought that was quite a nice blend the way that opened.
Sure.
Gives you a clear shot of. No, I better wait. I'll spoil it. What up, Fire Pixie? Karate Combat January 24th event as well. Just dropped that in. Hope to see that. That's coming up. Edgar Scriver's fighting, and I've forgotten. So that was professional, but it's got a good card.
I think that might be with is Alex Pereira's sister on that one too, because she got that KO on the last card.
I think so.
That card too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming up. No,
so
just
guys, I know every league.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just the opening shot I thought was very good, and introducing who will be the central character as well.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite good. kind of
almost Gray State vibes of the SWATs busting in and taking them out of bed. I believe that's in the Gray State concept trailer, isn't it? Pixie had a lot of questions. So word on the street is, per my email from the director and writers Oliver Crawford, that they want to extend it to a feature. So I don't know if that's this is basically you're using as a concept trailer, and they got to reshoot everything to extend the story and hash out the universe and explain the world building and whatnot. But of course, it is on IDMB. Once again, it's I got to work on the lighting in here clearly, but this is a synopsis. A military-led government sends out a special forces team to track down an unknown creature in an abandoned warehouse. There's a bit of a twist at the end. We won't go too much into that. Well, what questions did you have, Pixie? Because I think at the end there, it kind of, it explains some things. And then also you have the guy's narration in the beginning, Gaz, of the intro that kind of sets up that it's this alien I'd say it's a bit of a They Live or Body Snatcher scenario, right? He's talking about like infiltration of the human race, and I don't think that ruins too much because it's in the first 2 to 3 minutes of the.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, Pixie, were you a little confused when you see the special force, when you see, I guess, the SWAT teams moving through the warehouse, and you're wondering if they are actually, I guess, the good guys at that point, and something is picking them off, and you're thinking, right, that's the villains, because I must admit, that left me a little confused until other things were revealed.
Yeah, I think that was the whole point.
Yeah,
that was the whole point. Was the twist,
which was nice.
It didn't just come in like basic. Yeah. The only thing I would do differently is, instead of just splattering the blood on the plastic, sheets, is actually show the kills. I mean, I guess the dude that gets hung Punisher style with the metal rope, it kind of shows it. But as far as how's he killing them? Because you don't really know. Is he using melee? Is he just ripping them to shreds? Is he stabbing them? And it didn't really show the final fight either. So
I think as well, maybe that's to do with the limited budget. So they left that guesswork, and then of course they show him as at the end, and that's probably why. So here we go from Fire Pixie. They say it's the end of humanity. So then, who were the soldiers? Were they human? What did they do to the man? What's the baby? Are they human? And why do they? Because it is set in the UK. That's why they're not going to sound like they're from Singapore.
Kind of an obvious one. I could definitely answer that question. Well, that's a bit like watching Mad Max and being like, "What the hell's with these Australian accents? Damn it, George Miller!"
and if you want me to go, seeing as I'm from the far north of the UK, they have. And sorry to anyone from who's down south, I'm probably going to get the ring wrong, but they all have sounds a bit like southern UK accents, London possibly. And I know there's different London accents, but yeah. Probably sounds a bit better than us barbarians up north. Well, then let's go and kick their heads in or something.
Pretty much.
So
let's break down some more of her concerns. Yeah. I think Gaz explained the accents there. Yeah, it's obviously set. It's a British writer-director, Pixie, so it's obviously set in Britain. Jesus Christ. Do you watch Clockwork Orange? Or what the hell? I thought Alex was American. Anyway, we can get off of that. So he says it's the end of humanity. So it's the end of humanity as we know it. Get the evolutionary and then the evolution theme at the end. So they were human, but Gaz was saying, they were the familiars. You know what I mean? If the infiltration, whatever, controls the government, which is explained at the beginning, they're obviously trying to take this guy out because he's a prototype project. I don't believe it. So. You didn't get what happened to the man. If you didn't get what happened to the man, I think you need a rewatch and just pay attention.
Yeah, kind of sets it up and shows you.
Explain some of it. The baby, I don't think they explained, and I think he essentially was human until he elevated to the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're just kidding about the access part.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, check it out. I mean, like I said, the only thing I was saying, I just add those grindhouse kills to the reel, just so you can see what's his fighting style, expand on his forms of attack and his powers.
Yeah, definitely. Just to come to one of the questions, to one of Pixie's questions about were the soldiers humans? I believe there were, and I think they're. This is how I kind of read it and vibed it. I guess the soldiers, they're working with the government that's been taken over from the alien invaders. So like they're the human collaborators, and then the human resistance, as it says, we're all underground. They'd been conducting a series of experiments to find a living human weapon that fight back against the alien invaders, which
100%.
is kind of revealed at the end. 100%. So I think, that's they are human, but they're obviously working for the aliens. A bit like if you've seen the sci-fi series Colony, where they pretty much take over the planet and everywhere's set in the different zones, but the police and the military are working with the alien invaders, and then there's a secret human resistance movement. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but it sounds pretty dope. I know people always talk about what's it called, Fallen Skies. That one's
that was all right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's out on Vimeo. You guys should go check it out. It's pretty interesting. I crowdfunded it back in the day, so that's why my name's in the credits. Definitely deserves some more views, I think. So go peep that. And I think we could pretty much come to the ratings if there's no other questions or comments on Evolutionary, or if you guys have anything else random for us, if you're wondering what else is coming up in the schedule. But we're going to start with Kurosawa and some Westerns, and then we're going to work some other things in at random. Gaz got me started on American Primeval. So,
man, that's sure.
Yeah, if I finish it, we could probably get that in the mix. And we did get a release date for Desert Fiends, guys. It's out until April 8th. So me and you could do like the next week before 420 or whatever. So that'll be coming up when Desert Fiends drops. Go check out the Skate to Hell trailer. That's out now. They have a crowdfund campaign for Desert Fiends 2. You can Google that on IGG. Trying to just get all the we've been gone for a while, guys, so we're trying to get all
so we're still kind of warming back into it. That's why it might seem a little bit rusty.
But we'll be back full swing, and just try to keep you guys updated because there's a lot of stuff going on. But most of the new drops I have posted in the community tab, also on my X, and of course there's new stuff on the Patreon. I'm going to be having a few new posts on that soon, so if you have like a free Gmail, I would say go subscribe to the Patreon, because pretty soon I'm going to start having like members only posts on there the next few weeks. Yes, it is. So far, Pixie. It's pretty fire. It's pretty fire.
I highly recommend it, Pixie. In fact, I thought it was awesome, and I had to got straight on to Ross about it. So yeah, definitely pretty much one of the best Westerns I've seen recently. I rate it very highly.
Yeah, Gaz and I both saw Nosferatu. We opted really not to cover that one because the pacing was a bit too slow for us both. So
huge disappointment. As Ross said, we do have a lot of things in development behind the scene relating to cryptids, the paranormal, and so many areas. But obviously, we'll announce them as we make some progress. There's no point in us just saying, "Oh yes, we're going to be doing this on cryptid or whatever," and so when?
And it just never happens.
Yeah.
No, we got a bunch of new stuff coming. Probably another actor. If you guys enjoyed the John Philbin interview, again, go spin that, like, sub, share. And another actor who's been in some quite notable horrors and some big TV shows that we're working on. Shout out to Drew Beeson on that. I'm thinking about maybe doing a true crime show on the Yuba County Five guys. I don't know if you saw, they had it in that last what was that mystery show on Netflix? They did an episode on it. It's like those 5 dudes in the late 70s that went up that mountain in Northern California. Just like they just took off running out of their car, and then like 3 of them, or a few of them, were found dead in this like cabin, like in the middle of nowhere. And then a couple more were like found outside there. They basically froze to death in a snowstorm, but they were going to do like a special needs like basketball game, and they were supposed to play in a big game the next day. And they just drove their car up this mountain for no reason, ran off into the woods and put it. So I'm big into that one. I don't like analyze it the way I analyze Zodiac and Cooper and stuff, but like Beeson has a really good book on it called Out of Bounds. It's basically a missing persons case, you know what I mean? And then one of the dudes completely disappears. So the other four is like bodies are found, and then one is never found at all. So there's just people have floated like, you know, Bigfoot, UFOs, just like all these different things for it. But like there is like a lot of crime in that area. You know, there was a lot of like, it's up near Humboldt County. Have you heard of, like Murder Mountain and stuff where they grow weed? So
I think I've seen something on it, man. You know, with all the stuff we watch on UAPs and that, I'm sure there was an episode covering it.
You probably saw that last one that was on Netflix, and Tony Doug Wright was in that. He just wrote a book on it. It is like the missing persons case out here. You know, what's that thing called? That Russian thing though. The something pass. I forgot the name of it. But it's those Russian scientists where like the same thing happened to those dudes where like they ripped open their tents and they ran out with like no clothes on and they froze in the Arctic. They basically call this the American version of that because like in both cases there's like it's just like dudes running out into a snowstorm. There's no explanation for why they died. Obviously, something chased them, but we have no idea what. You know what I mean?
That's
So I was talking to Drew Beeson about it. He said he's down to come on and do that one with me, and then I'm thinking maybe if Tony's schedule allows, he's also a comic book artist, Gaz, or a comic book writer. So maybe grab him and do like a little bit of Yuba and some comic stuff with Drew.
Yeah, definitely.
But, that drifted kind of far away from Evolutionary, so I guess we can.
Well, I guess we can put it down a disclaimer first show back, kind of on our warm up. There's something I want to float out at Pixie. So when we were talking about the schedule off air the other week, Pixie, and we were obviously looking at some stuff that Slip had recommended. Shout out to Slip, by the way, and some PXF classics. And I've got a feeling you'll have seen this. I've only seen it once, Pixie, but man, it's one of the most legendary movies ever. The dialogue is hilarious. And I said to Ross, I said, maybe I'm adding this to the PXF classics for us to do. Would you be up for us to do Invasion USA with Chuck Norris? Absolutely legendary movie, hilarious. I've got a feeling you'll have seen it.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's so good, especially the scene where he throws a suitcase at the villains, which has to be seen. So
a little bit of
drop your thoughts, let us know.
Yeah, it's the Dial-Off Pass, like Pixie was saying. That's the Russian one. So they basically call you the American version of that. Let's get back on to Evolutionary. So it's over on Vimeo. Shout out to Oliver Crawford, Hanging Lantern Pictures. Definitely go give it a spin on it seems like she's into that Norris one. Definitely go give it a spin on Vimeo, and I could pretty much go into my ratings. It's crazy, it only has a 6.4 out of 10 with only 8 ratings on IMDb. I gave it 8 out of 10. Like I said, I'd like to see him just flash it out a little bit more, get a little bit more of like action combat into there, but a lot of cool effects when they had the iPads and it was like that 3D kind of Tony Stark technology with the touch hologram. That was cool, so they did some cool little cyberpunk nuances.
And both the SWAT teams, because I had SWAT team 1 and 2, that was pretty good. When if you notice the laser sights, red one, the red sights, blue one with the blue sights, just to distinguish it, so that was quite good. It gave a good feel, literally how to scout out a building, try and isolate someone. Good kind of final standoff, I guess, which sets up hopefully for them to get a full feature. I do think I'm going to state the obvious. If they get more of a budget behind them for a full feature, I think then you will really see the vision of what they want to do, what they want to show. Probably reveal more of the story, what's happening in the world, in the world as well with these invaders. So that would be pretty sick to see.
Definitely, I agree. Did you have a rating, guys? Or?
I did, Thank you for reminding me, because I was forgot to share that. I've evolved to give a rating on Evolutionary. Yay, 2025. Mine's still back in last year.
You're telling me. Telling me.
Yeah, I'm at about probably a 7, man, on this. Probably at a 7. I do think, as I just said, full feature, we'll get to see more of what they've got that can definitely shows a lot more scenes. Nice story, nice potential. Just literally again, hopefully we get to see more. Or even if they can't get a full feature, if we can even get like say 30-minute cut, and they can show a little bit more on that, that would be sick to see too.
Yeah, even 45, 50 is kind of like becoming the standard for like a long internet short. Music was sick. That dude who scored it did a really good job.
Yeah.
The music was one of the high points. So definitely like the DP, the music, good quality. You know, like the SWAT gear looked authentic. Just, you know, and the camera quality. So pretty much overall everything was pretty sick. Too bad it took so long. But they were also running the festival circuit, and they pretty much cleaned up. They got they won like a lot, probably mostly for like editing and special effects and stuff.
The guy who does the voiceover, I'm nerding here, this is a random, but the guy who does the voiceover on for the Red Team 1 leader, you know, who has the fight at the end.
Yep.
It sounded like the guy from Modern Warfare 1. You know, Guy's the Sergeant. I just wondered if it was the same actor. Or maybe
I'm not sure. Is the Modern Warfare 1 guy a Brit?
Yeah.
Could be.
So yeah, I'd be curious there. Pixie just said she'd be really interested in seeing the Underground Resistance.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, definitely more on that, totally.
It reminds me of what me and you were talking about with Terminator Zero, how they had like those resistance fighters underground, and they reprogrammed the T-101 or whatever model that was. That was pretty cool. So, it's always cool to see more of the resistance fight, and also like the resistance and Demolition Man, Dennis Leary with those underground guys. I heard a 4K copy of that. I think just dropped. There's a lot of new. There's obviously the Point Break one I showed on the stream. There is Zodiac just came out with a 4K Ultra Disc. I think Demolition Man's came out. So yeah, pay attention to that on Amazon, guys, because they update those all the time and new ones drop.
It even had a bit of a feel. I know we mentioned Slipstream, I think. It even had a slight, like a little bit of a feel of Screamers as well, this shot. Kind of had that vibe to it, which is another underrated movie.
Yeah, Screamers is epic. We should get that on the list, as a matter of fact. I wonder what the release date on that is. It's gotta be summer. Any final parting comments? I mean, we said Predator, Split Second, maybe a little Rambo in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Rambo's big shoes to fill. Where's it? Did I miss it?
Just want to thank everybody for coming through. As always, good to see you, and hope you're having a good start to the new year. And, you know, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. As Ross said, we'll have some news in the community tab soon. Lots of things we're working on in the background. And as always, any recommendations for films or areas you would like for us to have a look at, that we could possibly present a show on, interview someone or something like that, as always, just drop your comments and let us know.
Yeah. Join us next week for Yokimbo. Might see if Figure the Chosen wants to pop in for that one, and we're going to post the full schedule soon. Leave all recommendations either in the live chat or beneath in the comments. Like if we see multiple people, like if you even if someone else names it and you know you guys like it or whatever, that helps the comment rise to the top. So if we can see like what you guys, so the next schedule, just to break it down, is going to be a lot of me and Gaz's PXF classics, stuff that's just on like our top 10, top 20 list, and as well as the ones you guys picked too. So I know Slipknot had a couple, King Vance. So we're gonna check out that other horror one with the cannibal dude, and get all those going. So and more guests too. Look out for Lauren and Crit Rick's gonna be jumping on for Boondock Saints in March. So more special guests, more shows, more movies. BKFC tonight. Gonna be watching those prelims, and of course there's UFC 311. But Pixie, man, we got to just be real. That's so sad that main event fell apart. Now it's a totally different fight, which kind of messed up some of the energy of the card, but it's all good. That's why BKFC is going on, and then UFC. You can get merch in the product links below at the Teespring. Let's see, like the beer glasses, t-shirts, hoodies. I just ordered my hoodie, so hopefully it'll be coming in soon, guys. I can rock that on the show. But next week, join us for Yokimbo. That's Evolutionary. Go check it out on Vimeo. The link is below in the description, and shout out to those guys, Ollie and Hanging Lantern Productions. This is just like an indie short. We wanted to get more indies back on the list too, guys. So between like our classics, your classics, and just random indie stuff like that, we want to get back to reviewing some indies too. So that's about it. Join us next week, and after that, we'll be, around between these next couple shows, we'll be posting the full schedule, and you guys can see all. We're going to be doing a bunch of westerns, and I'm going to finish Primeval soon too. So hopefully we can get that in the mix. I'm like right in the middle of it, but hopefully I'll knock it out soon, guys. We can get that one going.
Yeah, that show's fantastic.
Of course, join the Patreon, as Pixie said. If you have a Google Gmail, just join free for now, and then pretty soon, like in the next few weeks, I'm going to start having some members only posts. So I'll look out for that as well. You can also click join below next to the subscribe button if you want to become a member on the channel, and members will get early access to the Zodiac Files main series when it drops. It's going to will see it first, and then like after 24 hours or something, whatever I set it to, it'll go public for everybody. But yeah, if you want to see the main series first, you want to get a membership. All right, guys, Ross PXF, Mosh Shinobi, sub Gaz over at Mosh Shinobi, and we'll have the dual stream next week. Akira Kurosawa, Yokimbo. We're out. Paradigm Review Show. Shout out to Pixie and everybody who came through. Fight night, baby.
Peace, y'all.
Bing bong.